In one of the many interviews General Bushi was a part of, he was asked who the strongest magical girls are. The strongest one being, in his opinion, Mami Tomoe. The reason of why she always lost was due to the fact that she was always distracted by certain things, which we will cover in another video. But due to the fact that there exist two more, even powerful magical girls, this being Goddess Madoka and Devil Homura, Mami Tomoe's extreme feats and power display gets often overlooked, especially since she died in episode 3 in the anime, and Mami's true strength is explored in the Magia Record anime, the Madoka Magica portable game, the Rebellion film, and other extended universe story like the different story manga. In fact, in Magia Record, she is referred to by other magical girl as a monster, since she's so powerful while not even having her soul gem awakened or upgraded by the coordinator Mitama. Mami Tomoe is always constantly portrayed as a top tier magical girl, while other magical girl needs a whole team to defeat a single witch, while Mami Tomoe does this all by her own. She's kind of solo leveling this shit. I'm not sorry for this joke because I find this joke hilarious. So why exactly is Mami Tomoe so strong? To understand this, we need to examine both her origin and her personal journey and personal belief. You see, before becoming a magical girl, Mami was a model student, intelligent, beautiful, and well liked by both boys and girls. She had a bright future, strong social ties, and a sincere heart. She also grew up watching magical girl shows and dreamed of becoming a paragon of justice, much like the heroines she admired. This combination of idealism, popularity, and emotional sincerity gave her a high karmic potential, something Kyubey actively seeked out. So it was the perfect opportunity for Kyubey when Mami Tomoe had a car crash that shattered her entire life by killing her parents instantly and putting her on 1 HP. And when Kyubey appeared like an angel or devil, these are not my words, these are Mami Tomoe words, she made a desperate and selfish wish in her eyes for survival by asking Kyubey to save her life, which made Mami Tomoe started hating herself since she didn't think about the life and well-being of her parents, which resulted into her being the only survivor, which also resulted into Mami Tomoe suffering from survivor guilt and extreme PTSD, and also self-hatred towards herself since she started believing that she is just a selfish bitch who is not worth being alive. We can see this multiple times where she wishes she would have died together with her parents. Kyubey, who doesn't fully understand human emotion, understands them fully enough to know that these are perfect signs that Mami would become a powerful witch in the long run, and therefore invested all his time into accompanying Mami on her journey. After becoming a magical girl, Mami was left to fend for herself. She didn't tell her teacher or friends about her situation. Heck, she even lost most of her friends and school buddies since none of them actually know how to approach her, and Mami didn't have the will or the time to reconnect these friendships. This is partly due to the fact that she didn't feel like she deserves these kinds of friendship, and that she didn't have any time for these friendships, and if she would tell anyone about her new magical girl lifestyle, everyone would believe that she became crazy with grief thanks to the death of her parents, or is just seeking attention, or is delusional and needs to be put in a mental hospital, which result into Mami not only isolating herself, but isolating herself because of her fear. Alone and confused, she went on being a normal girl for 2 weeks without doing her magical girl duties, until Kyubey was like, okay, you need to do your first mission, come with me, we're doing your first mission, where she encountered a witch so powerful it easily overpowered her. It has to be noted that before she encountered this witch, she had her first big victory, where she believed that she would finally be something worthy of being a magical girl and maybe can redeem herself for her selfish wish by becoming a hero of justice, by saving a girl from suicide. But after this extremely rewarding victory, she faces a witch so powerful it easily overpowered her. Kyubey called Mami Tomoe a prodigy, but even prodigies need experience. During that fight, Kyubey advises her to retreat and later return. Unfortunately, that decision led to a young boy's death at the hand of the witch, a brutal one at that, because the witch devoured boy by eating him whole, and Mami heard the scream of the boy who cried for her mother or cried for anyone to save him, which left Mami Tomoe completely traumatized and wrecked with guilt. Determined to never feel that powerless again and determined to never let anyone get hurt, Mami began training relentlessly. Mami's magical ability revolves around ribbons. Initially a simple tool, she evolved their usage throughout intense training and study. She learned about antique firearms and applied this knowledge to transforming her ribbons into magical muskets. Her ability to replicate these weapons grew in complexity, and she eventually developed powerful techniques such as Tiro Finale, a massive high-cost magical blast. The catch, the more powerful her magic is, the more tarnished her soul gem becomes. Yet throughout efficient discipline and careful planning, she managed to minimize magical waste and maximize her output. I would also go even further and state that I believe that Mami Tomoe has more knowledge about guns than even bloody Homura. Besides her mastery of her magic, Mami's strength comes at a cost. She leads a solitary life, not because she lacks the ability to connect, but because she believes she doesn't deserve companionship. She sees herself as selfish, flawed, and a broken person who don't deserve happiness, since she's a girl who couldn't save her child, couldn't save her family, and later couldn't stay by Kyoko's side. These traumas and her immense survivor guilt and self-hatred resulted into her her developing such a perfectionist nature that she constantly trains and constantly fights alone, isolating herself even further. Despite the emotional toll, her soul gem remains relatively stable, possible due to the sheer amount of number of receipts she collected over her time as a magical girl, or perhaps because she has numbed herself so deeply that her negative emotion no longer spike drastically and only become a problem when either the death day of her family comes along, or if something good happens, or if something or someone gives her false hope. Since whenever she feels happy, when something bad happens, she crashes out. There's a reason I call her the suicidal magical girl. But then we have the last reason of why Mami Tomoe is so extremely powerful. This being that for over 3 years, Mami operated alone, hunting witches without assistance. With most magical girl balancing school, friendship and daily life, Mami detached herself entirely to just fight witches. Magia Record, she even shocked other magical girls by revealing that she had no idea Soul Gem could be upgraded, meaning that all her feats were accomplished with base level power and sheer amount of training and experience. This revelation terrifies the other magical girls. Why? Because Mami was single-handedly defeating high-level witches in Kaminara City, witches that normally require entire teams of coordination, magical girls and strategic thinking to take down, while Mami Tomoe just solo leveled these bitches. In conclusion, Mami Tomoe may not get the same level of attention as Madoka Homura when it comes to power scaling, but she's undoubtedly one of the strongest magical girl in Madoka Magica. Her character arc is a tragic study in isolation, perfectionism and emotional endurance. She's a tactician, a warrior and a survivor. And despite the weight of guilt and trauma, she never stops fighting, except when she has a mental breakdown and kills even her fellow magical girls and then herself, as can be seen perfectly in the different story and in the Homura route. Yeah, that's kinda depressing right now, but that's Mami Tomoe, the depressing suicidal magical girl. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, because I really do plan on making some more Mami Tomoe videos. Goodbye for now. Bye.